How's it going out there, YouTubers? Cyberneticshark here with another new video for you. So let's get right into this video haul and see what I got. How's it going, people? So it's been a while since I put up an awesome video haul video. So finally I got a huge stack coming on. I need to go over these films with you guys to give you an idea of my recent stuff that I've purchased. So I decided to do one finally, and this one is of, unfortunately, this awesome store, this used store that's in my town of Keene, New Hampshire, called Turn It Up, is actually closing. So I went in there to see if they had anything before they closed, and I did find some awesome gems. So that's what I'm about to share with you, is the awesome stuff I got there when I went to it. So this is a Turn It Up edition, closing store edition, I should call it. It's going to be called Closing Store Edition Turn It Up, people. So let's get right into what I got, people. So start off with an awesome film that came out a few years ago, which I've been wanting to get, and I've been waiting to find it on Blu-ray. I think it's a fun film. It's based off of an awesome book series, and just a really fun children's film, or, you know, really fun for any age. And that's the film Ramona and Beezus. Now, I know this didn't do too well in theaters, but I still thought it was a really fun and awesome kids film. I really enjoyed Selena Gomez in it and Joey King, and everyone that was involved in this was just really fun. I thought it was very beautifully directed by Elizabeth Allen. It just has a lot of great, like, humor and fun to it. Just a great cast of characters. You got John Corbett in it. You had Bridget Monahan in it. You had Jennifer Goodwin, Josh Duhamel. I mean, it had a huge all-star cast. So, I mean, you weren't playing with a short deck in this film. But this was just a really awesome film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's worth a watch. Really fun, really enjoyable, and just a fun film. And I'm very glad I picked it up. Because they were going out of business, everything was half off. So, majority of these films I got for like $2.50 or less, which is really awesome. So, yeah, this was worth the wait. And what's awesome about this one's not even opened, as you can see. It's still in its cellophane, which was really awesome. So, I'm very glad. So, this should still have its digital copy and everything. Really awesome deal. Next movie I got was an awesome film that I've been waiting to get for a while, because I really haven't been able to find it for a good deal. And I just think it's outrageous what they wanted for this, because it's an older film. I mean, I know it just came out about 7 years ago, but it's still a great remake and just a fun film. And I found it with a slipcover. Even though the slipcover's a little banged up, I was still okay with paying $2.50 for it. Just a really fun film. And that's the film The Last House on the Left. I thought this was a really good and decent remake of the original one from the 70s. I thought they did a really good job. It was brought to you by the people that did Nightmare on Elm Street and Hill Has Eyes remakes. Really well played. I loved Sarah Paxton in it. I thought Garrett Dillahunt was really good. Tony Goldwyn, Monica Parker were all really good in it. They all played really good guys and bad guys, just really well played. It was just a fun horror film, and another great horror film to add to my horror collection. My horror collection, unfortunately, is so small. I really want to get it bigger, like, you know, my comedy and my action and my kids' films. So I was very happy to finally add this to my collection. It's just a fun film. And this one, too, comes with two versions, the theatrical cut and the unrated cut. So I'm really looking forward to watching the unrated cut to see the difference in it between the theatrical and the new one. But it's just a really fun film. I thought they did a really good job and did a really good job of remaking it. Next up, I actually haven't seen this one, but I couldn't pass it up for $2.50. And this is just, it sounded like an interesting movie, a really good horror film. It's brought to you by an adaptation of a Clive Barker film, or even a Clive Barker story or something like that. And it's a movie with the awesome Vinnie Jones. And that's a film called The Midnight Meat Train. Actually, like I said, I haven't seen this, but I thought I'd give it a whirl for $2.50. It just looked really good, and this is an unrated director's cut, so I'm really looking forward to watching it. But it's got an interesting twist to it. It's very different. Just a really interesting story. Basically, this guy ends up becoming like a serial killer, basically, because he's not happy with his life, basically. You know, it's just a really interesting type of film. And it sounds and it looks really interesting, too. I've seen the trailer for it, and it looks really awesomely horror-y, too. So I'm looking forward to watch that. But that's another one I picked up and thought was a really good deal. Next up is one that I'm very glad I waited to get because I got it for such a great deal. Another one I was waiting to find it with a slipcover, and I just thought this was a really awesome Disney film, and just a Disney Studios film that they did pretty decent with. I mean, it was very CGI, and of course, it was hard to show something from the 1950s that happened, a true story, without using a lot of digitalization because today looks so much different than 50, 60 years ago. And that's the awesome film, The Finest Hours. This movie just blew me away. I thought it was a really awesome film. I really liked Casey Affleck in it. I really liked Chris Pine in it. I thought everyone involved was real fun in it. Even Ben Foster and Eric Banya. And I just thought it was a really interesting, true-based story. And they did a really good job with it, I thought. And it could have been better, but at the same time, I thought it was a really decent film and entertaining. And I really I enjoyed it by it. I think it looked really awesome on my bigger screen. I wish I had seen it in theaters because I'm sure those ocean scenes and stuff would have been really awesome on the big screen. But definitely one I'm very glad I waited to get it for such a good deal. And a really fun film. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Next up is one that I don't know why it took me so long to pick this up. And, because it's always cheap, and I finally decided to just pick it up, because I'm like, why don't I have this in my collection yet? Because I think this is a decent film. When it came out back in 2007, I thought it was really fun. Kind of like very similar to the Omega Man kind of film. It almost had that same vibe. And that's the film I Am Legend, which I thought was a really fun film. Will Smith did a really good job in it. I thought it was very well directed by Francis Lawrence. I thought this also had a great cast. I mean, besides Will Smith in it, you had Alice Braga and Dash Mahawk in it. And it's just an interesting and, fun kind of remake. I know it's loosely supposedly based on the Omega Man, and that it was kind of like a remake of it, but not fully. But definitely like the same line as Omega Man, and just a fun like remake. But Will Smith was really good in it. I really enjoyed the dog in it. Just a really fun, sci-fi, end of days type of thriller. Really good. Next up is I was looking to upgrade this finally to Blu-ray because I still have it on DVD. And this is just a classic, awesome sci-fi futuristic film with Natalie Portman and Hugo Weaving. And that is the film V for Vendetta. Now, V for Vendetta, if you don't know much about it, like I said, is a sci-fi flick, but basically kind of like the Anonymous that we see these days that, hack things. It's kind of similar to, because the Anonymous use the same kind of mask and everything, and basically it's like in a futuristic world where this one guy is trying to help reconstitute mankind, basically. It was just an interesting and different film. I do believe that this was written by the Wachowskis, and they were a part of it. They did the screenplay and everything, but they didn't direct it. It was actually directed by James McTeague. But it had a great cast in it. I mean, you had John Hurt in it. You had Hugo Weaving, like I said, Natalie Portman. I believe there's a few other people in it, like Stephen Ray. But this is just a fun one. I'm glad I finally got this on Blu-ray, because this movie is going to look awesome on Blu-ray, the definition and stuff like that. It's going to be sweet. It's got a lot of great special features on this, too, that I'm looking forward to. And it's just an all-around awesome film. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out, especially if you like the Matrixes. Next up is another awesome film that I've been wanting to get for a while. That's just a really awesome Kurt Russell film. And I don't think he gets enough credit for how good of a film this was. It's like a cop thriller / kind of film, drama that's just really fun, powerful, hypnotic, and gripping. And it's just really well directed, and I thought it was a really fun and interesting film. It's actually been a very long time since I've seen it, but I remember just thinking it was a really fun film. And it's supposed to take place during the LA riots, too, at the same time. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They decided to go that time period. And that's the film Dark Blue. Now, Dark Blue is just an interesting film, like I said. I thought it was really well done. It has a great cast. You got Brendan Gleeson in it. You got Scott Speedman. You have Lolita Davidovich in it. You have Ving Rhames. I mean, you have an awesome cast. And it just was a really awesome, kind of cop, bad guy type of film. Really great action drama, thriller. Just really well-rounded. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It's worth the watch. Really fun. Next up is an awesome, I think, alien invasion film that came out back in 2012. And this is just a fun film, simply the fact that Liam Neeson is in it. And the fact that they got Rihanna to play in this movie, too, I thought was funny, too. Because I don't see her much as an actress, not as much as like a singer. But she did a really decent job in this film. I thought she did really good. And that's the film Battleship. I just thought this was a really awesome, entertaining film along the lines of Independence Day, Battle of Los Angeles, The Fifth Wave, stuff like that. It's just a really awesome, like, action-packed kind of alien film. And I thought it was really well directed by Peter Berg. Peter Berg, he directed The Rundown with The Rock. He did a few other films with Mark Wahlberg. He did the Deepwater Horizon film. He did Patriots Day. He's just a really awesome director, and I thought he did a really good job with this film. I thought he made a great action, entertaining film that was really awesome with a great cast. I mean, you also have the awesome Alexander Skarsgård in this and Taylor Hitch. You also have, I believe, Brooklyn Decker's in this too, which I found funny. She's even on the front there, as you can see. I find that hilarious, like she was in this, because I definitely don't see her in a type of like film like action, maybe comedy like she was, but definitely not like an action flick like this. But this is just a fun, awesome film. Great deal on it. Hopefully I can find a slipcover for it eventually, because I really wanted it with slipcover, but I said for $250 I couldn't pass it up, because it's just a fun, entertaining film. But if you haven't seen this, definitely check it out. It's a decent film. Next up is an awesome stand-up comedy special that I absolutely loved the CD for it. I picked up the CD back when this first came out and listened to it religiously on my, CD player, and just thought it was a fun and silly and awesome stand-up comedy by one of the best at the time, still is great. And that's Mr. Jerry Seinfeld, and it's his I'm Telling You for the Last Time live on Broadway. I wish this would get a Blu-ray release. That would be awesome if it did. But this is just a fun, awesome stand-up special. Really awesome. I thought it was super hilarious and funny. I can't believe it's 20 years old now. 1998 that he did this. So I was listening to that 20 years ago. Just a fun thing. And also I thought was cool is I've never actually seen this before, but it's got never before seen concert footage in this too. So I thought that was really awesome. Looking forward to watching this, because it's been such a long time since I listened to this. But some of the best, lines in this film is like he's talking about going into a grocery store. You see a person that are saying, I'm going to go in and get this and that, and I'm going to get on with my life. And then you see that person 5 minutes later down an aisle, and they're like, what's mesquite? Why do I want mesquite on my chips? Stuff like that. Or his bit about, is the Wolfman flying on, airplanes? Why do they have this disposable razor slot, or this about airports and how they have the spring-loaded, pain-in-the-ass Alcatraz style faucet, oh, I got a little water there. It's just a great stand-up comedy thing. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Worth the watch. Another awesome film, I had this on DVD a long time ago, and I don't know why I got rid of it, but I finally picked it up on Blu-ray, and I think it's a great, awesome film. Great cast, got Al Pacino and Colin Farrell in it, and that's the awesome film The Recruit. This was just a really good, kind of spy thriller, action cop type of film. It was just really cool. Had a great cast, was really well directed by Roger Donaldson. You had Bridget Monahan in this. You had Gabriel Mock in it. To name a few other people. This is around the same time that he did SWAT, which I thought was a good film too. And this is just a fun film. I thought it was really action-packed and just really well done. Very glad I finally picked this up, and I got it for only $250, which was thrilled, for, because I think most of the time I've looked for this, it's either $15 to $20, and I don't get it. I mean, I know it's an older movie and it's probably out of print, but still, it's not considered one of the greatest movies of all time, not like if you're looking for Stay Tuned or Song of the South or something like that, This is not like anything super ridiculously crazy. So I was really surprised by that I found this for such a good deal. Next up is an awesome TV series that I watched as a kid. And I remember watching it with my mom, and we used to sit in front of the boob tube and watch this. And I thought it was just a great show, and I can't believe they actually have this out on DVD, and I found the first season. I was very thrilled. Got it for $2.50 as well, and that's the first season of Kate and Allie. This is just a great '80s classic, a really fun show. Had a great cast. And, you know, it's a funny show, and I don't remember much about it. All I remember is though that it was about these two women and how they, you know, basically live together and they're raising their children and stuff like that, and just how they get along. But Jane Curtin was awesome in it. I loved her. I thought she was a great asset to Saturday Night Live when she was on it. Loved her and Third Rock from the Sun as, you know, Dick Solomon's like love interest. I thought she was absolutely hilarious in that. Just a great show. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Worth the watch. Fun show. Now, the last film I picked up is an interesting film that was also another one that was not opened, still have the cellophane on it. And I just think this is a funny film, and I can't believe this is actually on Blu-ray. I was really surprised. And once again, Mill Creek put this out on Blu-ray. But this is one of Katherine Heigl's like first films, along with the awesome Gerard Depardieu. And that's the film My Father the Hero. This film didn't do so well. A lot of people thought it was a crap movie, you know, compared to like Green Card and Three Musketeers and movies, you know, like that Gerard Depardieu had done, and you know, recently around this time frame. And I just thought this was a super hilarious movie. I thought this was probably one of the first ones that I saw Katherine Heigl in, and I actually didn't mind her in. And I thought she was super funny in it and played like a perfect teenager. And Gerard Depardieu was just super hilarious in it. Really well casted. Really well directed by Steve Miner, who directed Lake Placid, which is an absolutely awesome movie too as well. But this is just a funny treat. I remember watching this as a kid and just going, oh my god, that movie is like stupidly funny, and it's so entertaining. So I was very psyched to find this for only $2.50 as well, unopened, on Blu-ray. Just a fun classic, and looking very forward to watching it more and more, because I actually put it in as soon as I got it and watched it over, and I was like, holy crap, I forgot how funny this movie was. But a great film. Great film. So that's it for this video haul, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, and also thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or if you've been here before and haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss one of these awesome videos I put up, or any of the awesome material I put up. And as always, keep your eyes out for any older, newer videos you might not have seen mine yet. And as always, check out that awesome link down below about the awesome horror pack. If you're a horror lover and you love horror films, what better way to greet every month with an awesome collection of either 4 DVDs or 4 Blu-rays of awesome horror random goodness. And also, each box comes with an awesome limited edition you can't get anywhere else. So if you're interested, let me know down in the comments so I can hook you up with a discount on your first month. And also, check out the awesome Stardust app. Now, Stardust is an awesome app that you can get on your phone, either Google or Apple, and basically people put up 15 to 30 second reviews of films they've just seen. And it's super fun, super funny, kind of similar to, you know, Snapchat in a way, but all about awesome movies. So especially if you love videos on YouTube, check out this awesome app. And don't forget to check out my profile at Cyberneticshark, same name, Cyberneticshark, and follow so that you can see all the awesome little tidbits we put up for you guys. And as always, catch you in the next one.